Hey everybody, welcome back to our continuing tour of the United States. We are in San Francisco. It's a little hazy. We're sitting here in this Frontier Airlines Airbus A320neo with a dolphin on the tail. Anyway, we're flying from here down to LA. It's about an hour and a half. Let's hop on board and we'll start getting the aircraft ready. So as per normal, the ground crew have hooked it up and turned it on, so we can start going through our checklists. Parking brake is set, chocks have been removed, ground power unit is connected, throttle levers are at idle, engine masters are off, ignition is to normal, batteries are on, generator switches are on, external power is connected. Deers are on, and we'll come down to the panel display, and I got the weird funky mouse going on this one. Dial back on our overlay brightness, crank that one up, get the FOs up and running. Oh, that's a bright sun coming in there. Come up on the McDoos. Lower panel. Always love having the side illumination up. Just makes it that much easier to see everything. There we go. So that's all done. Nav lights are on. Panel lights are all done. Flaps are retracted. Landing gear is down. Spoilers are retracted. Fuel quantity is checked. That is correct. And seatbelt signs and no portable devices signs. Come on. Are now on. The gate is connected in a fashion, so cabin crew, you can start boarding when you are ready. We're also going to get ground services started. So they've opened up the outer doors. Everything is set. So let's get the aircraft set up. So we'll go to our initialization and we will request the flight plan. So KSFO to KLAX. Our alternate is Ontario. Ontario is inland from LA. It's on the other side of the mountains, hills that surround LA. So if LA is fogged in, Ontario won't be, which is great. Cost index of 25, flight level of 370. It's pretty close to the temperature estimated, but I'm going to just put in what SimBrief gave me. And we will initialize on reference. And over to init B. So, zero fuel weight, 53.0 with a center of gravity of 27.69. Block fuel today is 4.8. And our wind component, I have to go look that up. Tailwind today of 10 knots. That's the average out for the entire trip. So if we go into fuel predictions, it is saying we should have 3.2 when we get to LAX. That gives us a 2-ton reserve. All right, so performance. We are obviously transition altitude is 18,000 feet here in North America. We're doing a flaps 1 takeoff. I gotta find a calculator for proper elevator position. And our flex temp is 68 degrees today. which gives us a V1 of 126, a V2 or VR of 127, and a V2 of 131. And our thrust reduction altitudes and our acceleration altitudes are all set. That is good. So our nav database is current.
I'd like to welcome you aboard our flight. As you find your seat, be sure to place your larger carry-on items in the overhead bins and smaller items underneath.
We're going to request weather now.
If you have trouble finding a location for any of your carry-on items, please use the flight attendant call button over your seat and somebody will assist you. If the overhead bin is full after you put your carry-on inside of it, please close the bin as a courtesy to other passengers. Once all your items are put away, please clear the aisle and sit down in your seat to allow other passengers to find their seats as well. If you are seated in an emergency exit row, please read the exit seating responsibilities in the safety card in the seat back in front of you. Please make sure you are willing and able to perform the actions required. If you are not able or prefer not to perform these actions, please let a flight attendant know so you can be reseated. You are free to use your portable electronic devices during the boarding process. We ask that larger electronic devices are stowed once we depart from the gate. Thank you and welcome aboard.
Alright, so we have winds are 190 at 3 knots. So we're going to be taking off on 19er left today. So we'll put that in, 19er left. And we're going via the Sahi 3 departure. And we are eBay is where we're going. Alright, so that is all in. APU is coming up. It looks like boarding and everything is done. Still waiting on the fuel truck. So let's take a quick look at the flight plan. So we're going to head out and loop around. Oh, there's the fuel truck. Yeah, that's all good. Thank you. Loop around to the east slightly and then head south, and we will be basically flying down a little bit inside the coast down to LA. And at LA, we're going to set this up now. Oop.
We're ready to go when you are.
Thank you. We're going to go over to my charts. So we're going into runway 07 left. So we'll put in the arrival. So it's runway, the ILS 07 left. And we're going in on the Ironman 2 arrival, which we're going to have to vector off of because it kind of takes us around a little bit oddly when we get down there. As you'll see, go back to the flight plan when we come down. Actually, no, that's not bad. It's adjusted it, so very nicely done. Okay, so that's all done. The APU is up and running. We can, yeah, that's all good. So I think we are pretty much set and ready to go.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead, flight tech.
We will be ready shortly.
So okay, I will hold.
Let's get everything set up. You're going to go to 10. You're going to go to 40. So transponder will set to the standard generic transponder frequency of 2000 and set you on TA and all. Beacon lights will now come on. Emergency exits are armed. Crew oxygen is on, and we'll get the heat ready in the cabin. Temperature controls are up. FMC will be set to, we didn't have a lot of passengers today, only about 114. 37,000 feet, since we have no restrictions, I believe. Yeah, no minimum restrictions or maximum restrictions, and no speed restrictions, so that is okay. We will do that. And I think we are now ready to go, so we'll have them close the doors. Pull the jetway.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard Flight 11, which serves to Los Angeles. Our flight time will be roughly 57 minutes. Now that the cabin door is closed, please make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your large devices are now shut down and stowed. Please fasten your seatbelt and make sure that all tray tables and seat backs are in a full upright and locked position for departure.
Cockpit to ground.
Cabin crew,
Go ahead, flight deck.
We are ready for pushback and engine start.
Roger. Release the parking brakes, please.
Parking brakes released.
Pushing back.
Alright, so we're ready for pushback and engine start. We're gonna go tail left. And it's not a long taxi. Oh, there's somebody coming in over there. Whenever you're ready, guys. There we go. Jetway's rather close.
You are clear behind, and you can start your engines at your discretion.
When the seatbelt light is on, please make sure that your seatbelt is fastened low and tight across your lap.
Alright, starting engine
To
number one.
fasten, insert the metal fittings into one another. Tighten by pulling on the loose end of the strap. To release your seatbelt, lift the upper portion of the buckle. In the event that the seatbelt light is not on, we suggest that you keep your seatbelt fastened in case of unexpected turbulence. Please take a few moments to now locate one of the several emergency exits on this aircraft. In some cases, your nearest exit may be behind you. In case of an emergency and we need to evacuate the aircraft, there is lighting on the floor that will guide you towards the exit. In the event of a decompression, an oxygen mask will drop in front of you. To start the flow of oxygen, pull the mask towards you. Place it firmly over your nose and mouth. Secure the
Pushback
elastic band
complete.
behind
Set
your head.
parking brakes,
Tighten
please.
the straps if necessary and breathe
Parking
normally.
brakes set.
Although
Roger.
the bag does
Okay,
not
the
use
tow bar is
oxygen
disconnected
flow
and the
mask.
equipment is
If
clear.
you're
We
traveling
will
with a
see you on the
traveler,
left
someone
side
who
with the
requires
pin.
assistance,
Thanks, and you can
turn your
disconnect
mask
and go to
on
hand
first and then
signals.
assist
Thanks.
others.
Have a good
Keep
flight.
your
See you
mask on
later.
until a member of the crew advises you it is safe to remove it. In the unlikely event of a water landing, a life vest is located in a pouch under your seat or between the armrests. When instructed to do so, open the plastic pouch and remove it.
Alright.
Flip it over your
They're now leaving.
Wrap
We
the
are
straps
good to
around
start
your waist
engine
and buckle
number
at the front.
2.
Pull the strap to tighten. To inflate the vest, pull firmly on the red cord only when exiting the aircraft. If your life vest does not inflate automatically, blow into the mouthpieces for manual inflation. Each vest is equipped with a whistle and light. If necessary, your seat cushion can be used as a secondary flotation device. Pull the cushion from the seat, slip your arms into the straps, and hug the cushion to your chest. Once again, all devices must be in airplane mode and your larger devices must be turned off and stowed at this time. Please securely stow your personal items. Make sure your seatbelts are fastened and seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position. We remind you that this is a non-smoking flight. Tampering with, disabling, or destroying the smoke detectors located in the lavatories is prohibited by law. All of this information can be found in the safety card located in the seat back in front of you. Please read it and let a cabin member know if you have any questions. Thanks for flying with us again, and we hope you enjoy your flight.
Alright. And everything looks good on that side. So we have 2 good engine starts. The igniter will go to normal and the APU will come off. So probe and window heats will come on. Heading and altimeters are checked and set. Standby instrument should be set. Radios and avionics are set. Autopilot is checked. Flight directors are now coming on both sides. Auto brake max. Flaps are set. Trim is set, and flight controls. Full left, full right, neutral, full forward, full back, neutral, left rudder, right rudder, neutral. Alright, so we come up with that. Let's go taxi light to the on position, and we are good to head out. So it's not that far. We do got to cross 19 right on the way though, but shouldn't be an issue. Okay. I should have started the... Well, I guess I did do the safety briefing. That's fine. So we're going to come over here to Alpha to Echo, and we're going to cross the 2 east-west runways and take Charlie over to Lima, which will take us across the 19er right, because we're going off on 19er left. So this is Alpha. Takes us to Echo. Actually, no, it doesn't. This is the one I wanted. Right, no confusion there. Looks clear. Looks really hazy out too. Looks like there's an aircraft coming into... Well, no, he's climbing out. He just left, showing on the TCAS there. It's 1,200 feet above us. Alright, so we're on Echo now. We're crossing over 28 right and 28 left. This is Charlie. Love how all the taxiway signs are blank. Not helping, guys. You're not helping at all. This is not third party or anything. This is the default San Francisco airport. Nobody inbound, so whoa. Yes, I did see that shadow. The winds are out of the south. I don't know why he'd be flying that way. He's taking off too. Interesting. Why they would be taking off into the wind, I have no idea. But we're doing our own thing here, so that is fine. Basically, we're going to taxi right down to the end, just kind of at the water. And that will get us ready to go. Ding the cabin.
Cabin crew seats for takeoff, please.
So that was Victor. Oh, now we got markings on these ones. This is Echo. You can see there's the bay right beside us. And Lima, which we'll use for our entry point. a halt. And get the parking brake on just to hold us in position. Alright, so before takeoff, flight instruments are checked, engine instruments are checked, takeoff data has been checked. Landing lights, strobe lights, and taxi to takeoff is done. Pitot heat's fine. De-ice not required. Transponder on. PWS and weather radar are on. And taking position on the runway. I mean, the winds in the sim are out of 2.9er at like 3 knots, so I don't know why they'd be going the other way. I don't know. Must be some procedure here or something at San Francisco. All right, we are ready to go. Flaps are set. Cabin is ready. Engines to 40%, stable, and go on to flex. Man flex, SRS, and runway enabled. .100 knots, ease the pressure on the stick. V1 and rotate. We are very light, so it's not going to take much. There's 10 degrees. Gear up. Climbing over the fog bank. It's 500 feet. Going to begin our turn. About 20 degrees. Speed's coming up. Flaps up and throttle to climb. Nose down slightly for speed and roll off. A little steep on that bank there. Heading to our next waypoint. So I'm going to let the autopilot take it from here. The flight director seems to be reasonable. One aircraft off about our 1 o'clock. It's a little bit below us, and he's probably going in for a landing. So that's one of the things about some of these airports is they do have a preferred approach pattern. So if the winds are not horrendous, they will have you flying in, sometimes with a tailwind, like we saw there. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to fly in on the proper wind heading. I know LA, where we're headed, uses a lot of...
We are now passing through 10,000 feet. You can now turn on your larger portable electronic devices. As a reminder, please keep your seatbelt fastened while you are seated and do not congregate in the galley or near the lavatory.
They use a lot of 2.5 and 2.4 runways. Even with a slight tailwind, but we're gonna land into the wind and do what we have to do that way. So we'll unarm that, and that's it. We're climbing out now. We're through 10,000 feet. We should be arriving in about an hour. Should be a good flight. The winds in LA, as we saw, are pretty light as well, so shouldn't be an issue. So sit back, enjoy. We will catch up with you shortly. Into the cruise, but we are not going to be here very long. As you can see, we've only got about 65 miles to Burgle, and that's where we start our descent. So this is a short hop over to LA. So let's get a current weather. And we'll see if anything has changed down in LA. Just waiting for the message to come in. Should be back by now, so we'll go back, go to messages received, there it is. So 090 at 3, that's the same. The 3 temperature is 13 degrees, and it's about almost an hour old, but that's fine. And the altimeter is 3000, so might as well get that plugged into here. 300 there, and we will enter in our approach phase data. There's that. Temperature was 13 degrees.
Complimentary drinks and snacks. Please look in your seat back for a list of complimentary and premium drinks. Premium drinks are available for a small charge. If you wish to make an additional purchase, we only accept credit cards.
200 feet on the decision height. It looks like they're going to try to get a service in before we start our descent. So that is good. I mean, we're only about 50 miles away from Burgle now. So as we run up the line here, as you can see on the ND, we're going to be descending, and speed restrictions start coming into effect and all that good stuff as well. But given the way it loops out and around and there's no crossovers or any weird stuff, then it should be a pretty straightforward arrival into LA or the LA area. So I'll pick up with you guys again when we get down towards 10,000 feet. Enjoy your quick beverage, and we will see you when we get there.
We have begun our final descent into Los Angeles. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to collect any trash one final time. Please ensure tray tables are stowed and seats are in a full upright position. Please also store any carry-on items either in the seat back pocket or under the seat in front of you.
Alright, so landing systems are on. Landing lights are on. Let's confirm our frequency of 111.1 is set. So we're now heading out this way to make the turn and intercept. There, we're gonna get over the mountains here. That's why I turned on the terrain. We got to be down at like 2,600 feet very shortly after. Shouldn't be an issue. So we're going to set this to 2,600, and we'll keep that descent going. We're also going to go into approach mode. Be good over the mountains here. Airport's over there on the flat. Still got our speed brakes out. We got to get down. Manage mode, we'll start bringing our speed down. ,000 feet to go. ILS has come up. Well, it's not the correct one yet. By CFN, we want IIAS. We'll get that when we get closer and properly aligned. Alright, so speed's coming down. We're not going to need auto brakes. It's a very short or very long runway. Cabin crew seated.
Cabin crew seats for landing.
Speed is good. Continue our descent. It's 4,000 feet. We should do that gentle curve here. Still showing ICFN. Starting to turn. .600 feet is coming up. Weather's looking good, no clouds. So we'll pull in the speed brakes and activate the ground spoilers, or arm the ground spoilers. .25 miles out. And IIAS is now showing on the ILS. So we can read the localizer from out here, which is pretty good. We're not going to turn it on yet, we're still way too far out. See the lights there. So we're coming on, we'll be on the right hand one of the right hand, or left hand one of the right hand pair. I've got the right one, 7 left. Sure. Looks like there's some aircraft in front of us. Yeah, left hand one of the right hand pair. That is correct. 19 miles out. So we could have one landing in front of us. So I'm going to go to the first notch of flaps. And we might be going in on the other runways. It's 500 feet below us, and about a quarter of the way up. He might be, I don't know what he's doing. He's getting lower too, so. Oh, there he is. I don't know if you can pick it up. Lights are flashing over there. He might be going in on the other runways. Alright, so cabin crew has been notified. Ground spoilers are armed, landing lights are on, seat belts are on. We're 16 miles out. Activating approach mode. The localizer is boxed and should lock in a second. Localizer's captured and glide slope is armed. Alright. Probably going to take a bit of a frame rate hit when we come into LA. It is a huge place. So we're going to exit to the left going into the C concourse. I can see a couple different airplanes kicking around out there. So there's nobody in front of us according to the radar. We got that one guy going in on the other set of runways. We've got another guy out there flying along. He may be climbing. He is getting higher than us. It looks like there's a few active aircraft kicking around the airport because they're all coming up on the screen. So our arrival time is 14 minutes from now, so we're a little bit ahead of schedule. I'm sure the peoples in the back will be very happy about that. Alright, glide slopes at 1 dot, so gear coming down. Gear down 3 green, flaps 2. Cabin as reported ready. Looks like somebody's departing ahead of us. Glide slope is captured.
2,500.
Alright, stable on the glide slope. Flaps 3. Very busy. Aircraft departing. Aircraft around. Runway looks clear. Alright, it's 5 miles out. Flaps full. So landing gear is down and checked. Autopilot as required. Go around altitude is set. Auto thrust is on. Landing memo, no blue. Landing speed is managed. Localizer is captured and centered. Glide slope is captured and centered. I see no one on the runway. And we are 4 miles from the airport. About 3 miles from the end of the runway. Looks like that other guy just went around. Interesting. Aircraft is stable. Everything looks good. Beautiful day here in Los Angeles. A bunch of aircraft over on the other side there. Somebody's taxiing.
400. 100 above. Minimum.
Continue. Oh, somebody just spawned on the runway. but
100.
we're landing.
50, 40, 30, 20.
Hold.
10, 5.
And reverse green. I hate when they just spawn like that. Either that or I didn't see him, but I was looking. I'm sure he just spawned out there on the runway. Alright, 60 knots. Reverser's off. We're gonna exit at Gulf. It's coming up. We will clear the active runway.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Los Angeles. The local time is 1:42 p.m. and it's currently about 61 degrees Fahrenheit. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when opening the overhead bins as items may have shifted during the flight. If this is your final destination, we thank you for flying with us and we hope to see you again soon.
Alright, well, welcome to Los Angeles. We're going to go up here and then turn in, find the gate. Busy place even in the sim. But, like I said, I do wish they wouldn't spawn on the runway like that. Alright, so we're going to try, let's take a look down here. See what we can see. There's a couple that are open. We got Alaska, we got Frontier, we got United, we got JetBlue, we got Fly UK. Lots of aircraft here, and there's our one on the left. Turn off the taxi light. Here we go. Hook here. And that should do us right about there. Let's jump back in. In range, yes, and they have hooked up the external power. Excellent. So, parking levers strut. Thrust levers are at idle. Ground contact is established. Ground operations. We will get them to bring over the jetway. Thank you. Electrical power is established. Confirmed. On. Engines will come off. Parking brake is on. Nav lights come off. Seatbelt signs and the other signs will come off. Anti-ice passenger signs are all dealt with. Fuel pumps can come on. Beacons are off. Do an ECAM check for any issues. Nothing. And we are all set. Well, thank you very much for flying with us from San Francisco down to Los Angeles today. Hope you enjoyed. And we'll see you in the next one as we continue our tour of America. Bye for now.